Crucial to the inventiveness of American cinema before the 1920s was how female it was. Film historian Carrie Beecham.
Hollywood was built by women, immigrants, and Jews, people who would not be accepted in any other profession at the time. So Hollywood became this magnet for people who wanted to work, who were incredibly creative, but wouldn't be accepted in other professions. Well, half of all films written before 1925 were written by women. So that shows you how just comfortable women were in the business then.
Perhaps the first woman to direct a film and the first female studio boss was Alice Guy Blaché.
Most of the film companies focused on the machinery, and Gaumont started to make actual films, and Alice Guy was a secretary there. And they let her play with the cameras after hours, as long as she'd gotten her secretarial work done. And Alice Guy was not only one of the first female directors, she was one of the first directors. She was one of the first to actually put film together into a story with an arc. Up until then, we'd had the sneeze, the wave, individual actions, but Alice created some dramatic arc films for the very first time.
Here's an example of Guy Blaché's touching poetics. A little girl overhears a doctor say that her sister will die before the leaves fall from the trees. So she goes outside and starts to tie them back on. One of the most innovative directors of the time was Lois Weber. Here she also plays the lead in her film Suspense. A woman's at home with her child. She hears an intruder, looks out the window, sees him in this remarkable sideways POV shot. She calls her husband. Weber uses a split screen to show the husband, the intruder, and herself all in the same moment. The husband jumps in a car and tries to race to save his wife. He's chased by the police, who Weber shows in this inventive shot of the wing mirror. The intruder climbs the stair. And again, Weber's camera position emphasizes the approach, the threat. In the end, the police and husband arrive and save the day. The film was for years credited to a male director, D.W. Griffith. Frances Marion was an even more significant figure.
Well, Frances Marion was the highest paid screenwriter, male or female, from 1915 to 1935. That's an incredible accomplishment right there. She also is the only woman ever to win 2 Oscars for writing. And she won her Oscars for The Big House, the seminal prison film, and The Champ, the classic boxing film. And what I love about that is it just right there puts the lie to the idea, well, these women writers were writing the matinee weepies or the women's films, quote unquote. No, they were writing every conceivable genre of film. Women like Frances, Adela Rogers St. John's, Bess Meredith, Anita Luce. I mean, these were the creme de la creme of the writers, the ones that the Thalbergs and the Mayers went to when they had big productions they knew they needed to count on.
Marion's screenplay for the film The Wind was about a woman living in a shack. The wind is incessant, sands everywhere. It seems to blast the visual image. An aggressive man forces himself on her. She shoots him, then buries him in the sand. But the wind blows the sand away. The corpse is exposed, just like her fear, just like her unconscious mind. The Wind was an epic tone poem, cut like a thriller but filmed like a dream. Hollywood films like it showed female audiences things they'd probably felt but never seen.
Most people in America did not go further than 20 miles from their home from where they were born till they died. So you have this incredible country that really only lives in this bell jar of their own community. And as films start coming out, as movie theaters are being built, by 1920, there's over 15,000 theaters in this country. So all of a sudden, you can go around the corner, put down your nickel or your dime or your quarter, and have this entire world open up to you. And it's not just they're seeing Paris for the first time, they're seeing New York City or San Francisco. They are seeing women's fashions. They are seeing women acting in ways that nobody would dare do. With talking films, the price of making movies skyrocketed. And so with talking films, Wall Street really entered the business for the first time. And when money entered into it, the jobs started paying more. It was taken seriously as a business, and men wanted those jobs.